Guys, Yolanda here with CC and Yo, More Than Enough. Why more than enough? Because God is more than enough. He's El Shaddai. He's more than enough. So I wanted to encourage someone who's watching today that may be a little bit leery about how things are rolling right now in our world, how the world is shut down and we're just now trying to get back into what we used to know as normal. Let your faith be bigger than your fear. If you do not have faith, that's because you don't have a personal relationship with our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. And I encourage you to do so. It's not too late. No matter where you are, no matter what you've done, God still loves you, and He's waiting for you to just ask Him to come into your heart, So, now I'm off of that soapbox. Look, I started a new journey with the Cricut machine, and I am not ashamed to say I am 50 years old, starting something new. So that's something for someone else. If you are of age and you think, hey, I'm too old to try something new, you're not. I'm not perfect, and I found myself in a position where I was working, making quite a bit of money, and I lost my job through this COVID-19. So I found new ways to create myself, recreate myself, shall I say. So one of the things that I gravitated towards, or my husband and I both gravitated towards, is just kind of renovation and remodeling. And we did a bedroom project, and you'll see these videos in the coming days, weeks, months, as our schedule allows. But we ripped the floor up, we painted, we built some shelving, and we built this desk that I'm sitting at. My husband and I built these some stools. Like I said, you'll see those videos later. But anyway, we started doing those things just to restore our home. And the Lord told us at the beginning of the year that this was a year of restoration. And as it started, really didn't look like a year of restoration. I mean, here comes COVID-19, the whole world stops. And then I lost my job. And then all this racial tension, dealing with systematic racial discrimination, all these things, protests and boycotts, and it just didn't seem like, wow, maybe we weren't on the right path when we said this is your restoration. But I am here to testify that it has been the year of restoration. I've done more in these past few months than I've done in years, with a well-paying job. And so, like I said, we're starting something new. So just wanted to jump on here and share my journey, my Cricut journey. I first of all, I can't even believe that this world has been just spinning around me with this Cricut stuff. And I mean, I even have this stuff on my wall. Let your faith be bigger than your fear. That's Cricut, right? And I don't know how I missed it. That's part of being 50, I guess. Been wrapped up with kids and work and household stuff and church, and just kind of let that pass me by. But here I am. So I went online because I'm trying to make a project for some babies that are being born in the next couple months. And I say, I want to try this journey, so let me try the Cricut. And I saw someone make some 3D flowers on the Cricut machine. But of course, the template was not available unless you subscribe to all these different channels or what have you. So I just decided to try to make it on my own. So this is the big reveal. So I don't know how this is going. This may be just completely bad. But hey, this is a journey that I'm sharing with you. So here goes. So on the video, I saw that we're supposed to kind of click the mat back and forth, and that's not working. Okay. So anyway, so I made this template just using some graphic design, limited graphic design skills that I have. And this is how it turned out. And as you can see, I didn't line the card stock up very well, so it kind of got to the tip of the card stock. But hey, we're gonna work with what we got and see how this turns out. So this may be a total bust, but hey, we're gonna do this together, right? Okay, so let's see if I can get, I guess it'd be helpful if I just go ahead and take it off the mat. Let's start with that. Oh, can you see? Sorry. Okay, so as I'm pulling, then you start seeing some of the layers coming up. And maybe I should do my spatula. Okay, let's see. Oh, this is very tedious. I think I may have made my flowers too many layers on my flower. Okay, so I'm getting this off. Okay. All right, it's coming. It's coming. And I know I saw some reviews where people were saying that they didn't care for certain mats for this particular project, but you know, I was just like, you know, I'm just gonna wing it and see what happens. So, but I see what they mean, because that is, it's too strong. It's too the mat. See, this green mat is what you stick your vinyl to, or your cardstock, or whatever material you're trying to cut. And the adhesive is pretty strong, so it's holding on to my paper when I want it to let it go. So I don't know if this is gonna work. Or it may be the pattern. So I may end up subscribing to one of those channels. Okay, well, that's it for tonight. It's kind of late, and I'll come back with the finished project once I get all this removed, because you don't want to sit there and watch me do this, do you? Well, because you haven't turned yet, so maybe you do. Okay. My challenge is trying to get the layers up without disconnecting it from the next layer, because what you're supposed to do is, once all this is up, you're supposed to spin it around and around and around and around to make a flower. Okay, so what I'm going to do is grab my spatula. See, spatula. I learned this little trick, the little hand trick. I killed it. Okay. So, yeah, that works a lot better. So use this little part to get those little hard to respond layers up. Let me use this to go around. Just scrape, you kind of just scrape it up like you're scraping a pancake, I guess. It's a good thing to say. So, while I'm doing this, I guess I can just talk shop. So, my husband and I started off in the music world. He and I are both musicians. Trust me, I'm no comparison to him. He's a professional musician. He plays bass. I play the piano. I'm kind of retired from that. After I met him, I kind of retired because he showed me that I don't know. Know what I was doing. No, everybody has their own thing and their own level, and your level may work for you, where it may not work for the next person, but it worked for you. So here I am. But anywho, So we are in the music industry. Him being a professional bass player, I sing with the Mississippi Mass Choir, and he plays bass for the Mississippi Mass Choir and some more groups as well. And we had a music recording studio. With the way things are now, even before the pandemic, everybody has a music studio. I mean, every kid on the corner has a studio in their room, in their garage, in their basement, or what have you. And so it's just not what it used to be. So so with the pandemic, everything really shut down. So we wanted to kind of reassess what we could do to kind of recreate ourselves. So like I said, we started with our own personal thing, our room, our closet, made a barn door, made shelving for our like a bookcase for our room, which has really been nice. And I just love our room now. I'll show it to you, not tonight, but in another video. So be sure to subscribe and hit the like button so you'll know when I post another video. All right, this one is coming along. So anyway, with the renovation and kind of getting back into the swing of that, we decided, you know what? We're pretty good. My husband made this cooler. He encased a cooler in cedar wood. Really beautiful. You'll see that too. And just different little projects we've been doing. So we decided, you know what? Let's put the studio equipment in the back of the studio and make us a wood shop. So that's what we did. We started buying equipment. He already had a lot of equipment, but it wasn't necessarily the proper equipment for the things he was doing. So we started buying equipment, miter saw, the table for that, bought a shop vac to catch all the dust when we're cutting or when he's cutting. We bought another nail gun. We had a smaller one, so we got a bigger one. So we're just reinventing ourselves. And the Lord gave you more than one talent. It's just a matter of you using it. So that's what we're doing. We're using more than one talent. And right now, this is not my talent, but it's coming along. See, I got a little bit more exposed than I did earlier. Yeah, this mat, I would have to do another mat. Do the light mat instead of the standard grip mat. See, each of the mats have different levels of adhesion. I guess is the proper way to say that. Okay, do I have one? Where's the end? Okay. All right. Okay, need my scissors. Okay, so I'm gonna cut the end so that I have a stopping point, at least on one of them. All right, almost there, folks. I don't think it's gonna come out right. See, my pattern, I think my pattern is too narrow. So I made this graphic and the pattern should be wider, if that makes any sense to you. So, but I'm still gonna follow the direction it said to take it and roll it. Roll it, roll it. Everybody get your roll on. Anybody remember that song? I remember being in New Orleans when that song was out, and I was walking down Bourbon Street, and that song came on, and everybody went crazy. I mean, like, everybody just came out into the streets and just started getting the roll on. It was like the craziest thing, one of the craziest things I've ever seen. But like, they were like so hyped. It was something to see. Okay, so I'm gonna keep rolling this and see what I come out with. This is one of my tools. It's one of my tools. This fly better find some business, I'll tell you that. I was listening to someone, Rochelda Johnson. She was so good, and I just enjoyed listening to her. She was talking about stop doing stuff. Just doing stuff just to be doing it. Have a purpose. Assess. Take a step back and assess where you are, what you need to be doing. And so that's kind of what we did. She talked about making a pivot. And I'm going to hurt this fly in a minute. She was talking about making a pivot. And I played basketball, so I was very familiar with the pivot. Pivoted in basketball is when you have one foot planted, and you can spin around like a ballerina, and you shouldn't get called for traveling as long as your foot doesn't come off the floor. So it's just making a turn, and so that's what we're doing. And the most I got out of the one thing that resonated with me in her motivational speech, because that's what it was done is better than perfect. And I thought about that. Done is better than perfect. So a lot of times we want to wait till we get things perfect before we show them off, before we make a video, before we start our business, before we, whatever that is. And that just really resonated with me. Done is better than perfect. So here I am trying to get it done. It may not be perfect, but I'm trying to get it done. Okay, so that's not bad. It's a little bit, like I said, it's a little bit narrower than the video that I saw. But I'm gonna try to get this tamed so you can kind of see what the outcome is. Okay, and I don't have my glue because I really didn't plan on doing this tonight. I was just sitting here and it's like, hey, let me just try it. Okay, you can kind of see that this is going to be a little flower, and it could be an embellishment to my project. So I'm not too disappointed. It's a start. I know that I need to tweak my template, make my design wider. When I say my design, I'm talking about this pattern. See that that pattern? It should be wide. It should be probably this wide as opposed to this narrow. And that will make for a little more substance with my flower. But like I said, not bad for the first try. And I hope you enjoyed this video. And remember to let your faith be bigger than your fear. Good night.